Hello, have you ever wondered what your house or your stock portfolio or even your business is worth? Valuing an asset is one of the crucial skills in finance. Are you an investor? Are you a business owner or just a curious person that wants to know about your net worth? Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to value an asset, and I'll break down the three most important methods used to value an asset, and I'll give you the step-by-step approach in valuing any asset. All right. So the first approach to value any asset is what I call the bottom-up approach. The bottom-up approach is simply just looking at the cost or what it will cost you to build an asset from the scratch. Let's say you're looking at a building, for instance. Maybe you want to know the value of your house or your property. The first approach I want to look at is how much will it cost me to build the house now, and that will be able to tell me how much worth or value I should place on this asset. That means I'm going to be considering the cost of buying cement, the cost of buying the land, the cost of buying raw, paying labor to build the house, and all of that. And by the time I'm able to put all these costs together, I will come to a rough estimate of what the value of that property should be. The second approach is identical asset perspective or approach. This approach is simply just going to the market, trying to look at what a similar asset is worth in the market. For instance, like we're talking about building, you could just go to the same environment, neighborhood, to check the houses or the asset that have the same specification as your own asset, and then you're trying to look at how much this asset will cost if you actually want to get this asset, just like your own. And that will a bit give you a rough estimate of what your own asset should be worth. Right? And the third approach is what we call the discounted cash flow approach, which is more like the most common way or method of valuing any property, right? So the discounted cash flow approach is just looking at rental income perspective. For instance, I don't want to sell the house again or the property again. All I want to do is, if I'm going to be renting this house from now to people outside to be paying me, I'm going to be getting what you call rental income. Rental income from now till infinity. And then I'll be able to put all these cash flows together and, of course, discount those cash flows using the appropriate discount rate, bringing them to current term. And then I'm able to say, oh, if I'm not selling this house, this is how much cash flow I'm going to be generating from this asset. And so discounted to present term, I'll be able to say with a rough estimate to know how much the value of this asset is. All right. So these are the major, three steps or three approaches to value any asset. So the first we talked about is the bottom-up approach. The bottom-up approach is what you looked at today as the net asset approach. All right. If you look at the second approach is talking about the neighborhood perspective or the identical asset approach. That's the like of using your P ratios, your earning ratios, or your dividend ratios, using comparatives of similar assets. And then you're using that to determine the value of your own asset. And if you look at the last one, is the rental approach, which is trying to get all the cash flows that could be generated from the said asset over its useful life or over its lifespan, and then being able to discount it to present time. And these are the major three ways you can value any asset. Let me know which of these asset valuation method appeal to you. Please put it on the comment section. Thank you. And also let me know if you want me to go deeper in any of this method, and then I'll be able to create a video on how you can value using either the asset approach or using the comparative approach, which is like the ratio approach, or using the discounted cash flow approach. Thank you for watching, and see you again in the next video. Please, if this video is helpful to you, try to comment, try to share, try to like, and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.